Week 7, Module 7 is about myth and a perspective on myth and representation of myth in popular culture. But it also includes a little bit of looking back to ancient Greece with the writings of Homer. The film, O Brother, Where Art Thou, is a popular cultural representation of the Odyssey. The first time I saw this film, the first several times I saw this movie, I didn't know that. In fact, I learned this later. But you're going to have the privilege of knowing this as you watch it, maybe for the first time, but probably again for some of you. And it's just really a good movie. I mean, every time I watch it, kind of in preparation for this course, I just love it. I mean, the way it's filmed, the characters, the humor, it's great. So, it's a great movie to watch, but you're going to read an article that sort of helps put things in perspective. It's an article by Margaret M. Toscano, and it's called Homer Meets the Coen Brothers, Memory as Artistic Pastiche in O Brother, Where Art Thou? Now, this is going to get at both the symbolism that directly correlates to the Odyssey, but it's also going to talk about how the film is represented in the setting that it's in, which is an interesting choice of setting to be, in the early 1900s in the South of the United States. It's just an interesting time to retransplant this myth, but that is the point, that myths are really timeless because of their storyline and their archetypes, the structure, how they're the themes in the story, the meaning of the themes, and what we're supposed to get out of it as humans is kind of this deeply seated psychological sort of framework that works in every situation. Any time, any setting, you can tell this story, change the names of the characters, and it can have the same effect. So I want you to also, although you don't have to reread the article by Karen Armstrong from week 1, but do go back and take a look at it and think about it. You're actually going to need to cite something from that article that sort of supports what you're going to analyze in the discussion. So the discussion, first I want you to identify at least 3 examples from the film that are based on the Odyssey, and in what ways are these representations accurate, and in what way are they different from the original. The use of myth, like I have mentioned, is said to be one of the most authentic ways that humans relate to each other across the millennia. The settings change, but the characters and themes are timeless and universal. So I want you to be able to identify some universal themes in the film that all people everywhere can relate to. For example, the hero's quest to return home is found in the movie. It's also found in the Odyssey. But that story is universal, and people relate to it. You want the protagonist to get home, to get back to his family after some time at war or imprisonment or something. So why do you think that theme is so relatable to humans? Answer that question. Go back to the reading from week 1 by Karen Armstrong and cite something she tells us about the universality of myths. You must submit your initial response in no less than 300 words by Wednesday. And you must write 2 follow-up posts to 2 different peers in no less than 150 words by Sunday. And again, in your follow-up posts, clearly agree or disagree, or both, but you have to be critical, you have to be engaging. Don't be general, don't be effusive, don't be overly agreeable. I encourage you to disagree with civility and thoughtfulness. And again, write your film review for O Brother, Where Art Thou, and you will submit that on Schoology. That is the summary and overview introduction for Week 7, Module 7.